Hello, everyone. Just getting the speaker set up. Okay, and I think I'm live. Awesome. How is your day going? How is your Sunday or whatever day you're tuning in to watch me? Let me know down in the comments below. How was your week? Okay. So, first of all, my name is Eva. I'm an intuitive healer. I do work with two modalities, one which is based on working with the Akashic Records, and the other one is based on rewiring your nervous system, and it's called quantum flow. I'm going to be explaining more on that at the end of this live. Right now, I'm just welcoming you to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in. Do subscribe to my channel so that you might actually be getting alerts of every time I go live and I can get to interact with you. And even if you're catching the replay, let me just know down below, just give a shout out watching the replay. And of course, I'll be so happy to engage with you then. Okay, so first off, I love starting the week with what it is that I have learned this week, okay? And I want to know what your lessons for this week, this month, this day, whatever it is that you feel like sharing, let me know down in the comments below because I always believe that we are all here to grow and evolve and become the best versions of ourselves. So that has to be an ongoing process, not just a one-time thing, and then you take a break for like years and years before you start evolving again. Transformation or change happens. I would advise you to work hand in hand with your spirit, because sometimes people just hold off on learning the lessons that they need to learn as when having their physical experience, and that usually ends up to a lot of pain and suffering, right? A lot of unnecessary pain, which I actually explained so much about in the last live, and I'm going to be leaving a link to that at the end of this video, so make sure you tune in to watch that, or just go and check my channel and check the last video that I posted. But yeah, basically, it has to be an ongoing process. Don't wait until you hit rock bottom for you to start taking the necessary steps to change and to evolve and to grow. Okay. So in this last week, what have I learned? I was actually tapping into a new concept, or just there's a lesson I was listening to a certain podcast, and they were talking about twin flames. So I'm no expert on the topic of twin flames, but there's one thing that really struck me about, what they were, the information that they were giving, that, okay, of course, first of all, there's a lot of definitions of what twin flames are, and I'm not going to be diving into that. In my understanding, it's that twin flames does not necessarily have to be a romantic partnership. It can be anyone that comes into your life. It could be any kind of relationship that is meant to help you grow and evolve, teach you a certain lesson, and also for you to teach them a certain lesson. So it's kind of like a mutual partnership, not necessarily romantic. It could be with a friend, it could be an acquaintance, it could be with even a family member, right? So it's not necessarily assigned to a particular, romantic partnership, although it could be that also because we tend to grow a lot, especially in our romantic partnerships, okay? But basically, we tend to attract, when you meet someone who you just instantly connect, there's always a reason behind that, okay? So chances are you shared so many lifetimes with this person, you've learned so many lessons, probably you've created a lot of karma. So if you're meeting them again, it's in an attempt to resolve that karma. Remember, a lot of the experiences we have in our current lifetime have nothing to do with this lifetime. It's based on a different, so many lifetimes we've lived before, and so much accumulated karma that we have within our soul blueprint that our soul feels a need to, resolve, because everything always has to come into balance. So if you have any kind of unfinished business with someone, you keep on attracting the same person again and again, in a different body, in an attempt for you to resolve whatever comes between you. So that's basically how twin flames, I will say, based on what they were sharing, come about. But what really struck me, which is actually what part of what inspired this live today, is that we attract people to help us, if you have certain chakras within you. So if you're watching me, so chakras, we call them like certain energetic centers. So based on my quantum flow um frame of reference, it's energy centers, accumulation of energy centers within your nervous system. Okay. So this particular energy centers represent certain aspects of your life. So you have something like the fourth chakra, which is considered to be your heart, which basically correlates between or relates to your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others. You can look at the throat chakra, which is considered to be the fifth chakra, which also has a connection to do with your communication, speaking. Yeah, basically that's the connection with that. I'm gonna be diving into that, but what the person shared was that we attract people that if you have any kind of unhealed chakra within you, so all the way from the first to the seventh chakra, you'll always attract twin flames to help you heal those aspects of yourself. Okay. So again, remember that different chakras represent different areas of our life. So you'll keep on attracting if, for example, your fourth chakra isn't healed, it could mean that you do need to heal your relationship with others or how you relate to others and all of that. So you'll always be attracting people to help you heal that love for self, love for others, and all of that. Like it was just a weird concept, but I found it so interesting. And I'm going to be diving into that later on. Again, I said I'm not an expert. I just wanted to share that for you to kind of like now go and analyze. Go first of all and search what chakras there are and what they represent within your body. I'm not going to be sharing that in this live. You can Google it everywhere. And then now, once you discover that, I want you to actually go and look back at your life and really try to analyze the different people you've attracted into your experience, whether acquaintances, whether romantic partnership, whatever it is, whatever relationships you've had in your life, which chakra did these people help you to heal? Because if at all you learned your lessons as you should have learned, then chances are you attracted these people to help you learn those lessons. For most people, again, which is the reason why I want to share about this life, it's because this gets so much stuck in the pain and the betrayal from that other person that they never actually tap into whatever lesson that they were supposed to learn from that relationship. They never get to grow and evolve. So they're usually stuck in the same place, stuck in the past, looking at the past like, oh, that person betrayed me, oh, that person cheated on me, oh, that person lied to me, and all of that. You're stuck in that rather than actually learning the lesson that you're supposed to do that. So you find that anytime you don't learn your lesson, you'll just keep on attracting the same kind of person or the same kind of experience just in a different body. Okay. So if you ever found yourself attracted the same kind of partners and you're kind of like, what the hell is going on? Why do I keep on attracting this kind of people? People who cheat on me, people who always lying to me, people who always make on a fool, all those things. Like there is a reason. There is a pattern, a certain thing within you that you need to heal and release in order to stop attracting this kind of people. Okay. And that actually relates according to these people or the podcast I was listening to. So you keep on attracting the people to heal those aspects within your chakra system that are yet to be healed. Okay. So again, I'm going to be sharing more on that if I ever get to dive into twin flames. Again, not my area of expertise. Okay. I just found that to be interesting because it correlates with what I wanted to share today. So on Saturday, I was in a meeting and someone said something really interesting that I wanted to share with you that anytime you meet with someone who actually hurts you, you met those people, you couldn't even be your boss, right? Who's probably, those, when I say toxic, I'm going to say toxic because I really don't like using negative terms, but that's the best thing I can use right now just to help you understand what I mean by the toxic people that you attract in your life. Just think of the worst person you've ever met in your life. Maybe they frustrate you, they they backbite behind, talk about you behind your back, make your life miserable and all of that. Think about the worst person you've ever met. And what this person said was that probably this person, there's someone in their life who looks at them like they are their entire world, that they have people in their life that actually don't see this aspect that you see. Okay, it could be their mother, it could be their spouse, it could be a very close friend of yours, it could be their child, right? That get to see the goodness in them, an aspect that you are never able to tap into because this person just woke up and decided, you know what? I'm going to take out my frustration on you. And I know we've met people like that because we always attract certain people to help us tap into more of our power. If you are aware enough to learn the lesson you need to learn in that moment. Okay. Why I want to talk about this is that question is, why is it that someone can be so good to their loved one, have that kind of element like the person that's really close to them never gets to see this other side, but you, on the other hand, get to interact with this other person, right? This other toxic person. right? Like someone who's toxic is not always toxic to everyone. There are people close to them and they're actually really good to and will swear, from the heaven to the stars to the earth to the moon, like this person is the best person in the world because they haven't seen that other side of them. They haven't gotten to interact with their toxic self, but you've only seen the toxic part of them. And this just reminded me that there is inherent goodness in each one of us. Okay, but why is it that we get to interact with this toxic nature of these people and not the good aspect of them? And the reason I came, or the opinion I came up with from this is that again, we attract people and circumstances based on who we are on the inside. Remember that life is not always happening to you. This is where people get lost. It's always happening for you. Okay, anything that happens in your life, whether you label it as good, as bad, it's always happening for you, not to you. People get stuck on the to you part, meaning that if I'm going through a particular bad experience, that, oh, the universe or God or source must be punishing me, or, oh, this is bad karma that I'm experiencing the consequences of. And yeah, in some circumstances, with the karma part, not on God punishing you, the karma part, it could be related to that because remember that anything you put out into the universe always comes back to you. So if at all in all your lifetimes that you did, you intentioned something bad on someone, or you did something bad to some other person, regardless of which lifetime it was, you always remember that universe always has to come back into balance. So whatever you get, you put out, you attract back to you. So it could have been in that lifetime, it could even be in this lifetime. That's the reason why maybe you're encountering this so-called negative experiences. So from a karmic point of view, maybe that's why that happens. But on this other aspect, remember that your soul is here to grow and evolve. And if the universe is always happening for you, it means that the people you attract into your life, the circumstances you attract into your life, whether they look to be negative or positive, whatever it is, I'm going to focus on the negative because that's where, a lot of pain is felt, right? Even if it's negative, that situation is happening for you. It's not happening to you. It's not meant to punish you. People get stuck on the negative side and don't look at the positive side of like, oh, why am I attracting this thing? What am I supposed to learn from this person? This is actually a very beautiful way of looking at the world. The minute you just start shifting your awareness and start seeing that everything, every person you attract into your life is meant to help you evolve, grow into more of who you are, then you stop holding on to the anger and the frustration and the grudges towards other people who probably hurt you or betrayed you in the past because that person was there to serve you, not to punish you. This is where people get stuck because sometimes we need people to play the bad guy role to help us remember our power. I talked about in this channel, in a previous channel, where like when you're having a movie, can you imagine just watching a movie and there's no protagonist or antagonist? Like we have to have a good and a bad guy. Okay. That's what makes movies interesting. Or even if it's not a good and a bad guy, there has to be those kind of situations that just evoke certain emotions with you, the sadness, the frustration, the anger, like, and for you to get to root for the hero in that movie. That always happens in life also, because remember, life is actually kind of like a movie. So you're never going to go through life and always just attracting, happiness, especially when you're in this reality. And that's something you have to make peace with. There's always going to be an element or a challenge that you need to overcome for yourself. It does not have to be seriously painful. And the reason for this is that happens on in your mind. The minute you just shift that perspective of this situation is here to serve me, then that suffering aspect gets to be eliminated. I'm not saying you're never going to experience the pain that comes from betrayal or whatever that is, that you cannot avoid. But how you choose to overcome that, that is your true power. Because the minute you start looking at people and situations that are there to serve you, then again, anyone that betrays you, you're not looking at it like, oh my God, this is the worst person that has ever walked this planet and getting stuck and going and discussing them with the whole world, like, oh, look at what this person did, trying to get people to rally behind you and hate on this person. You won't be doing that because you'll be looking at it like, oh, so why did this happen? This happened so that maybe there's something within me. There's a trigger within me that I had long forgotten that I needed to heal and release. A memory from the past that I've been holding back, and this person just triggered that. And in that is the opportunity to heal and release that. But for most people, Because now, oh, I have a pattern of attracting people who betray me. Let me stack on, I'm the unluckiest person in the world. And they really embrace the victim role because they want the world to feel sorry for them and they feel so justified in, the victim, which again works for you if that's the kind of life you want to live in. But it's a really disempowered way of looking at the world. Because if you choose to look at the world this way, guess what? Your entire life is always going to be spent waiting for someone else to make a move for you to grow and evolve. So for most people, it's, oh, I got betrayed by this person. And until I resolve that, until I have closure, I'm never going to move on. And you're waiting on that person to come and say sorry, to come and apologize, to come and give you an excuse as to why they did whatever they did. And most cases, that never happens because most people really don't care. They moved on. They already found a different partner. They already found a different job. And all that. Like they're living their life, but you're stuck on the past of this person betrayed me. Most people are even stuck so much that nothing else happens in their life until the moment they choose to let go of that person. Meaning that they're going to spend their entire life getting stuck in the victimhood stage, never really doing anything else with their life because, hello, I'm a victim. Okay. And they embrace that role so much that to them, doing anything other than, being a victim seems unimaginable. Okay. So it's the people who constantly talk about, oh, that person who betrayed me, oh, poor me, any kind of meeting you have, like, oh, my husband, oh, my spouse, oh, my boss, and all of that. And trust me, I'm sharing this from experience because one time ago, and not, I want to say not so long ago, although right now it feels like ages ago, that used to be me because I was stuck in a pattern of, oh, this person, this there, and holding on to grudges and just thinking that, this person is the problem. I'm not the problem. I never took responsibility. So I spent so much of my time hating on other people, holding on to grudges, which never really served me. And the minute I chose to let that go, and here's a powerful thing you can start doing: forgiveness. It's so freaking simple. Start forgiving the people who hurt you. If they were there to serve you, and this is a beautiful, beautiful reminder that I had from my guides, when I was talking to them, it's that if someone disappoints you and life is always happening to you, then why not only get angry for someone that you hired, self-hired, to help you learn that lesson for yourself? Okay. So it's literally like getting angry at you hired someone to do a job, right? And then you told them, this is how I want you to do it. And then when the person does it just as you asked, you start getting angry at them. Like, why did you have to do it like that? Why did you have to? And yet you're the person who gave them the instruction. So remember, everyone you attract into your life, it's because they're there to teach you a lesson. And it's usually a contractual agreement with your higher self and all of that, that both your higher selves are in agreement that, hey, our avatars in this physical reality are going to meet and they're going to learn this lesson together. So if that's the case, why then will you get angry at someone who you hired to do that job? Do you see what I mean? And if you don't understand this, please let me know down in the comments. I'll be so happy to dive more into this topic. But that's basically it. If you hire them to play that bad guy role, to play the toxic boss, to play the toxic spouse, to play the toxic friend, and all of that, why get angry and yet you're the one who put them there? And the minute you start now taking responsibility for what you created, then first of all, taking your power back. By you choosing to just get stuck in the blame game, you're still giving the power to this person to continue hurting you. A lot of people are suffering over and over again because of just being stuck in the past. Something that happened 10 years ago, and you're still holding on to that pain, like, oh, poor me, and suffering each and every day because you keep on going through it in your mind. You keep on talking about it and just feeding it so much energy. And yet it happened 10 years ago. So you're literally punishing yourself over and over again. And it only happened once. Again, not trivial. I'm not trivial. I've forgotten the right word for that, but I'm not trying to make it like such a trivial matter for you. Okay. It could be a huge betrayal. Okay. But you constantly revisiting that in your mind, in your talking, whatever it is, you're relieving that pain over and over again. And why do you want to get stuck in that? Literally, that person is living rent free in your head. And here's the thing, right? The painful reminder was that these people probably they moved on a long time ago. They don't even remember what they did to you. Because remember, everyone is here to live on their own experience. And once they serve their role that your higher self hired them to do, they move on to their soul experience, right? Maybe they decided to go and evolve from whatever they put you through and decided to do something with that. I don't know. You don't know because you're not in that person's mind. But since you are not willing to learn whatever lesson you were supposed to learn, get stuck in that. And guess what? As long as you're in that vibration, guess what you're going to be attracted on the outside? The same people, the same circumstances again and again and again. So, in essence, when I'm talking about forgiveness, it's not even about like giving the person like a score, like, get out of jail free card, like, you're okay, like, you hurt me, but it's okay. No, because most people assume that. That once I forgive that person, then I'm the, allow me to say this, like, I'm the stupid one in this, right? Because some people now start thinking like that. I don't want to be the stupid one who, because that person is going to come and take advantage of me. But in actual sense, by you choosing to forgive that other person, that's the most powerful thing you can ever do. It takes courage, it takes strength to actually do that, to choose forgiveness in the space of the other person not even asking or even being sorry for what they did. That takes strength, that takes courage to do. So don't ever look at it like it's coming from a weakness within you. It's not. It's choosing yourself. If anything, it's actually the best act of self love you can ever do for yourself. That I'm choosing me. I'm choosing my peace of mind. I'm choosing to move on. I'm choosing to evolve from this. That takes courage. That takes strength. So don't ever let anyone make you think that it is weak for you to let go of someone who betrayed you in the past. It is not. It's strength, actually. Okay. So again, forgiveness. Stop dwelling in the past. Then I know when I tell you like send this person love, that could be, you know, maybe too much, but essentially that is what you should eventually strive to do. Because remember, again, one of the laws of the universe is that you always get what you put out. So if in your mind you're like, oh, I wish that person, tan, 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 those kind of things you wish on that person who's really, really hurt you. I wish they get to experience this again. Guess what? When you're doing that, you're literally casting yourself back. Because remember, everything you put out always comes back to you. So you keep on focusing all your energy for all those years, like, oh, this person betrayed me, and I wish. Guess what? Even if it does not come back to you in this lifetime, eventually you're gonna have to resolve that because you create a karmic link between you and this person. So either way, even if you don't resolve it in this lifetime, in the next lifetime or whatever lifetime, you're gonna have to meet again and resolve this karma. But if you're watching me right now, then take it as a sign that maybe you really need to start letting go of these people who hurt you in the past because it's really not serving you. So again, releasing them does not mean that essentially you're like letting them off the hook because again, we live in a world of consequences, right? And actually the best kind of advice that I got is that you cannot come close to whatever the universe can um do in terms of karmic consequences for your choices or your actions. You cannot even come close to what the universe can do. But most people are like, no, 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 I have to be the one to make sure that this person pays. No, let the universe resolve that for you. Again, remember, everything you do to someone else, you're doing to yourself because you're gonna have to resolve that for yourself. And for some people, it happens to you so painfully. Okay. So you don't have to do the work of, oh, I'm going to make that person pay. Forgive this person and let the universe and its karma handle that for you. You don't have to do it. I'm not saying that the universe is a punishing, machine, like, oh, any wrong you do, like you're going to have to suffer the consequences. No, that is not what the universe is. That is not what stuff is. But as long as that person is stuck in that vibration and they haven't learned their lesson, then chances are they are going to have to deal with the consequences of that. It's just the laws of the universe. But You who's watching this, you who's aware, you who knows like, oh, this thing has really not served me. I'm speaking to you directly. It's time to let that go. Tap into forgiveness, tap into healing that part of you so that you keep stop attracting these people into your lifetime, these experiences over and over again. Take responsibility for what you've created. And believe me, that is one step towards getting your power back instead of constantly giving to another person and waiting for that person to do their work so that you can start healing. If it never happens, then what? You're going to be stuck there for the rest of your life for how many lifetimes to go? Like, come on. If you're watching this, then this is a sign that it is time for you to release whatever pain, whatever struggle you've gone through. And trust me, there is so much power in that. I'm not saying forget, because of course you still need to have learned the lesson that you learned, but that anger, that pain, that frustration you have towards another, it's not serving you. Okay? So I'm going to end that here. Let me know your thoughts on this down below, or if you need me to expand more on something, let me know down in the comments. Again, if you're new to my channel and you like the kind of content I do share out, do make sure that you subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that you might be getting alerts for each and every time I actually go live or share any kind of post. Okay, so if you don't want to miss out on any of my content, do support the channel in that way. I did promise I was going to share with you how my work can actually help you with this, releasing and healing those parts of you that have really kept you stuck in who you used to be and who you do not want to be going forward, okay? And really help you tap into your full potential, okay? So I do work with two modalities. One, which is working with the Akashic record, and it's called soul realignment. The soul realignment is really about getting in touch with who you really are. So letting go of these physical things that we think are us is us, but it's not us, you know. You're not your body, you're not your gender, you're not your race, you're not your nationality, all of that. That's not who you are. So actually getting to dive deep into who you are at a soul level. Who are you created to be? Each one of us actually was gifted certain gifts by the universe, by source when we got created. And these gifts are what we were supposed to leverage to create a better experience for ourselves. So each one of us is uniquely gifted in our own way. Okay. So remember that what someone else can do, you can't do, but what you can do, someone else can also not do. Because again, we're living our own unique realities, and how you choose to use your gifts is deeply, deeply individual and unique to you. Okay. So it helps you actually identify what these soul level gifts are. And once you identify them now, it also helps you get more in touch with how you're supposed to be showing up in the world, because a lot of people are still entertaining things and making choices going against who they are, and what that usually results to into a lot of dysfunction in your life. Okay. If you want to know who you really are, really embrace your gifts, really awaken those gifts for yourself, you can learn that with the soul element reading. The next thing is that you get in touch with your particular soul story. So the soul story is really going back to a previous lifetime that your soul started making negative choices. That chances are you're still repeating until now, which is creating a lot of dysfunction in your life, in your health, in your finances, in your relationships. So if you feel like you've been stuck in a loop, always attracting again the same kind of experiences, the same kind of people, there's a reason for that. Chances are they're tied to certain choices that you made in the past that you're still repeating right now. Most people, because they have lack of awareness of what those choices are, they keep on repeating the same mistakes again and again and again. So it's all relevant. It's really helping you identify those choices that you're still making right now, so that now you can start making different choices going forward, because it really puts you into a place, a powerful place of awareness, of knowing how to show up in the world, knowing what to do and what not to do based on being in alignment with who you are at soul level. And the best thing is that you get to heal all these negative karmic experiences that your soul blueprint has picked up in previous lifetime, release them at an energetic level by healing with the Akashic records. And by doing that, then it means that you stop being a vibrational match to all these people and all these experiences that have been keeping you stuck in who you do not want to be. So if this sounds good and you want to know more, do book a session with me down below in the description box. Or if you have more questions, go ahead and book a discovery call or connect with me on Facebook or Instagram and ask me any question you have through direct message. Okay. So the second modality I do work with is called quantum flow. So quantum flow is all about rewiring the nervous system. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of our trauma, emotional wounds, memories of who or everything that has happened to us in the past is usually stuck within our nervous system. So most people, when they embark on their healing journey, they usually focus on the mind aspect and forget to also release the same within their body. What quantum flow does is that it helps you rewire your entire being. So from a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic well-being, releasing anything kind that has been keeping you stuck in the past, your limiting beliefs, your limiting patterns, your limiting habits, all of that, that have a connection to who you used to be in the past. A lot of people, have you ever found yourself maybe being triggered by someone else and then just having an overblown reaction to that? It could be something small as someone just borrowed a pen and then forgot to return it, and then boom, you just find yourself blowing up for no reason. There's a reason behind that. It's usually because whatever the person that has done has triggered a certain memory within your nervous system. So you end up having overblown reactions. You end up operating in the world based on who you were in the past, constantly getting triggered by your old wounds. So if you want to start releasing those memories within your nervous system so that you can actually start accelerating your healing system. For most people, when they just focus on the mind, yes, that does work, but you find that healing with that usually takes a much longer period of time. You can get dragged on for years and years and years with literally very little progress. With quantum flow, we're actually accelerating the healing process because it's targeting these different levels of your being. So if you're curious about that, maybe you want to really hack your nervous system, right? And really awaken your full potential in your physical, your mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic well-being, and really connect with who you really are again. Because what quantum flow does is it clears your channel so that now whatever information, whatever insights that you need to receive from your higher self, you can receive clearly and really help you align more with what your true purpose is in this lifetime. So if you're curious about that, you can check down below. Book a session with me. If you have more questions, you can go ahead and book a discovery call or connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. If you want to have a little taste of what quantum flow is, you can check out down below. I do have a free meditation that I give to you. So just sign up and you'll get a link to that directly into your inbox. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that I will get to see you on the other side one of these days. Enjoy your week, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have learned and also what you will learn in this new week. Okay. So